birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Founded in 1856, Thomas Burberry, a dressmaker at 21 years old, set out to change the world. The company moved into its first London store on 30 Haymarket Street.
Blossom on a tree.
A few important people who wore Burberry was explorer Major F.G. Jackson, famed for mapping parts of the Arctic Circle, and aviator Claude Graham White, who wore the Burberry gabardine. He was the first person to fly between London and Manchester in less than 24 hours. The trench coat was developed as an alternative to the heavy serge greatcoats worn by British and French soldiers in the First World War. Thomas Burberry, the inventor of gabardine fabric, submitted a design for an Army's officer's raincoat to the United Kingdom War Office in 1901. Burberry's trademark colors are camel, black, red, white, and a plaid design. Burberry has always been devoted to providing high-quality, long-lasting garments for their customers, especially when it was first established and creating outdoors attire.
The faster we move forward, it becomes even more critical to look back and never forget who we are and never forget where we came from and what made this brand such a great global luxury brand today. I run the company with Christopher Bailey, our Chief Creative Officer. We had a vision, and the vision was to be the first company who was fully digital end-to-end. We are partnering with Salesforce to now take that vision and build this social enterprise. The experience would be that a customer would have total access to Burberry across any device, anywhere, and they would get exactly the same feeling of the brand, feeling of the culture, regardless of where, when, how they were accessing the brand. Everyone now can come into Burberry World and understand the journey and mission that Burberry is on. And to any CEO who's skeptical at all, you have to. You have to create a social enterprise today. You have to be totally connected with everyone who touches your brand. If you don't do that, I don't know what your business model is in 5 years.
Brand values.
Burberry has always been devoted to provide high-quality, long-lasting garments for their customers, especially when it was first established and creating outdoors attire for various explorers. Their use of gabardine, a hard-wearing, water-resistant fabric, demonstrate their intent to protect their customers and ensure that they have the best quality items. Our heritage is not just where we've been, but the values with which we'll shape the next chapter for Burberry. Established in 2008, the Burberry Foundation is a registered charity in England and Wales. The Burberry Foundation is a philanthropic organization dedicated to supporting young people, helping them to realize their full potential and drive them to the world they are inheriting. Through generous donations from Burberry employees and customers, the foundation has inspired over 44,000 young people globally. Burberry have accomplished this by combining financial support with their enormous creativity, knowledge, and dedication of their employees.
We're very pleased with our performance in the first half. Not only was the global environment challenging, which impacted traffic flows around the world, the teams stayed very firm on the strategies, consistently executed across every product division, across every region, so we had a very, very balanced performance. We were particularly pleased with the retail wholesale performance, where revenue was up 7% and adjusted operating profit was up 11%. Even more excited by the fact that the retail business was once again up double digits, 10% underlying. And actually, when you look back, it marks now the 14th consecutive half where the retail business has been up double digits. Just because the environment gets challenging doesn't mean that you adapt or you change your strategies. I think in our case, we've actually done the opposite. We have remained so consistent and so focused on executing our original strategies because they've held us in good stead over the years. What the portfolio has today, which we're most excited about, is one of the most balanced businesses in the sector. We ask ourselves constantly, we have 5 hard strategies and 5 soft strategies. Whether it's leverage the franchise, which is our brand strategy, what are we doing to relaunch the brand in the eyes of the consumers? We have been very focused on our retail-led growth strategy, specifically focused in high-growth flagship markets around the world. Hopefully, you saw the Regent Street opening here in London. Chicago opens this week and Shanghai shortly thereafter. From a non-apparel standpoint, we continue to be very focused. We talked about relaunching our men's non-apparel a couple of years ago, and today it's nearly 18% of the non-apparel business. Operational excellence has always been a focus, and as the business has continued to grow and evolve, we've done a lot of work upgrading and refining the logistics network around the world in order to handle the growth. And we've always been very consistent in saying that we're going to continue to invest for future growth, specifically in under-penetrated high-growth markets. Still a lot of investment taking place in India, in Latin America, in Southeast Asia, which is one of the reasons we've also reconfirmed our capital expenditure, 180 to 200 million, that we'll continue to invest this year. We are absolutely thrilled to be directly operating our beauty and fragrance business come April 1st after the transition agreement is complete. Interparfums in Paris has historically run the business for us, and though Christopher and the design team have always done the design, the packaging, all of the advertising and marketing, we've worked very closely with Interparfums on the product development, the sourcing, etc. We look forward to working very closely with the existing suppliers, the existing distributors around the world as we begin to transition the business, build our own infrastructure, but the long-term benefits, where we are so underpenetrated in a product category that has the biggest halo impact from a marketing and advertising and a reach standpoint back on our core brands, is tremendous.
Burberry brand can be defined by its authentic British heritage. Burberry has a unique democratic position within the luxury arena. Its founding principles require quality, function, and modern classic style, which is rooted in the integrity of its outerwear. Burberry is globally recognized by its iconic trench coat, the plaid check design, and the Prorsum horse logo. Burberry London is focused more on the target audience of businessmen and women who are still interested in making a fashion statement. Burberry Brit. Burberry Brit is the most accessible of the Burberry brands with entry-level pricing. Burberry Prorsum is the foundation brand.
I think where Christopher's been so smart is that he's taken the iconic images of Burberry but given it a modern twist and a modern edge. I don't think you can pinpoint it into just a raincoat anymore. It's a whole wardrobe.
The idea of not abandoning their heritage but just reinventing it many people, I think, they're in that search for the new, they forget the old, and I think that they've been very clever in the way that they've managed to blend them together.
This thing of looking backwards to look forwards and looking forwards to look backwards, I love the romance of, looking at our archives, and in the archives we had these incredible images of Jean Shrimpton wearing old Burberry ad campaigns.
It's become young and colourful and vibrant, and that attracts me.
I think fashion has become also entertainment, and I think it's important to touch people emotionally as well.
We've got customers watching throughout the world, but even more exciting, over on the iconic Coca-Cola sign, we are streaming the show live to Piccadilly Circus, as well as on the facade of our flagship store in Beijing this year. So London to Beijing and 40 stores in between.
We're all streaming everything live, we're all covering everything instantly online, and Christopher's been in the forefront of that, so kudos to him.
I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stop.
Burberry targets traditional individuals as well as the new fashion-conscious customer. The customer is an individual who is interested in the British style of clean, smart, traditional apparel. At first, the target audience was originally being designed for men. Nowadays, the females have dominated the target audience. They would also have a high disposable income. They are more likely to be around 26 years or older, with good careers. However, the brand have also had their own children's wear, have an extremely exclusive and high-end appeal. These would appeal mainly to celebrities and very wealthy customers. Burberry also produces bags, shoes, eyewear, fragrances, and accessories that are more accessible and affordable than the other garments, making them a broader brand to their target audience.
And the mysteries that tease me so, I long to belong, but I always have to go.
Burberry has positioned its brand in the minds of consumers to be functional luxury. Burberry maintains a product line with great width and depth consisting of many products. Their products fall into one of two main categories, fashion or continuity. Fashion products are designed to be responsive to fashion trends and are introduced on a collection-by-collection basis. Continuity products have life cycles that are expected to last for a number of years. Burberry has received awards for the Contemporary Design Collection and the Classic Design Collection of the Year. This illustrates how diverse the Burberry brand is. Therefore, the market positioning for Burberry varies. The brand can appeal to the hip 25-year-old man or the conservative 65-year-old man. However, many Burberry ads feature younger models. Recent Burberry ads have featured everything from a British landscape with aristocratic-looking models to edgier ads with models in bikinis. Taking all of this into account, Burberry is targeted towards many different segments of the population with one common thing: functional luxury. Brand positioning competitors. Burberry has many competitors that include Coach, Polo, Armani, and Gucci. Relative to that of Burberry's competitors, they have positioned themselves very well in the minds of consumers. Overall, Burberry's competitive positioning is suitable over the long term. While brands like Coach and Gucci focus more on accessories and Armani and Polo focus more on the apparel market, Burberry has succeeded in penetrating both the accessory and apparel market while remaining a luxury good. This allows for more high-end goods and goods that would be more feasible for purchase by the general population. Burberry's positioning of functional luxury is extremely competitive and will sustain over the long term.
Success and failures. Burberry's management has made smart decisions in investing in revamping its brand, as well as expanding it. The company recently purchased its licensed stores in China to operate directly and further expand in the fastest growing luxury market in the world. The idea to feature all of Burberry's lines under one store concept has helped its success. In 2012, Burberry was the first brand to hit 10 million likes on Facebook. It still remains the most liked brand on the social networking site. It has excelled in the past 3 years. However, back in the 1970s, it was associated with football hooliganism and chavs group. When the brand was strongly associated with the British casual cult, football firms, and violence, it saw a huge loss in profit and custom. In 2006, when the new CEO, Angela Ahrendts, stepped in, the company was rebranded entirely, which kickstarted its success story once more.
Burberry Beyond. Burberry Beyond encompasses all activities relating to Burberry's commitment to driving positive social, cultural, and environmental impact globally, underpinned by its 3 pillars: Burberry Impact, Burberry Engage, and Burberry Invest. Burberry Invest is focused on supporting and inspiring the next generation of creative thinkers. Burberry Impact. The Burberry Impact program, covering ethical trade and environmental sustainability, was introduced as a 5-year commitment to make meaningful and lasting improvements to workers' employment and workplace conditions, as well as to significantly reduce the company's environmental impact. The program is supported by an advisory committee of external expert stakeholders and the Burberry Strategic Responsibility Council. Burberry Impact has 4 areas of focus: people, product, process, and property. Environmental Baseline Assessment. Together, cotton and leather represent 57% of Burberry raw materials. Building collaborative partnerships with the suppliers of these materials is therefore critical to achieving Burberry's product commitments. Working closely with other luxury brands and the Leather Working Group, Burberry committed to monitoring and improving the environmental management and traceability in its leather supply chain, working with tanneries supplying more than 65% of accessories in leather.
Overall, Burberry stands as a generic example of how to create a luxury brand, but also a unique one as well. Their model identifies 5 key success factors. 1. The importance of clearly defined brand positioning with attractive values and lifestyle associations. 2. Maximum market coverage through coordinator distributions where retail and wholesale chains complement each other. 3. Extension into adjacent products areas through strong licensing agreements and internal capability. 4. Flexible management of important foreign markets. 5. Exceptional media relations management to create and maintain the brand's reputation. 6. The ability to be sustainable.